Okay, now I've waited a few minutes for that glue to dry around the edges. Now it's time to sand off the excess tissue paper. So the first thing we'll do is to take your sandpaper, make sure you fold it into fourths. That makes it a little bit stronger to work with. Then what we're going to do is we're going to curve it like a letter C. And we're going to use the curved part of the sandpaper to sand the tissue paper off. So while holding it in one hand, we're going to take your project and we're going to hold your project at a 45-degree angle. Not straight across, not straight up and down, about a 45-degree angle. And the process here is we're going to use the curve of the sandpaper to sand along the edge. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that you can see how this works. So holding the project at a 45-degree angle, I take the sandpaper and I take the curve of the sandpaper and just gently, and you can even hold it up and place a finger behind the stick to reinforce it, gently glide the tissue paper back and forth. Now with the sandpaper, you don't need to push very hard. As you can see, the edge is starting to turn white. That means we're shearing the tissue paper off the edge. So if I just gently take a little tug on this, you can see how it's now giving me a clean edge right here. I want to continue working around the outside edges, continue to hold the project again at about a 45-degree angle, and sand right along the edges gently until you get the tissue paper completely off. As I continue to work around, I'm going to reposition the project at a 45-degree angle, continue sanding along that edge. You can see again, the sandpaper is a lot stronger than tissue paper. It's going to shear that edge and give you a nice clean look, okay? Now I'm just going to do the blue section for right now. Again, 45-degree angle allows you to shear it off really nice. If you hold the project straight up and down and try to sand, what's going to happen is it's going to end up pulling the tissue paper back and leaving the edge looking like it's fuzzy. By holding it at a 45-degree angle, that allows us to just sand right on the corner or the edge of that piece of wood there, and that's what gives you this nice clean appearance. So excess tissue paper hanging off the edges is going to affect the flight later on by producing drag. To check your sanding, you're going to turn your project over, hold it up to the light, and you'll be able to see any excess tissue paper on the outside edges. If you can see the excess tissue paper, then turn it back over. You always want to sand from the covered side all the way around the perimeter, okay? So once you've completed one section, work your way around to the other. Go back to that 45-degree angle, corner of the tissue paper. I'll turn it this way so you can see I'm just using the corner. 45-degree angle, and just gently sand back and forth until that tissue paper comes off. So again, I can stress the word gently so that you don't break your sticks and have to re-glue the sticks afterward. So continue working your way around until you get the entire process completed.